people back in the Shire. Turn your porch lights off because we're coming home with a trophy.
Hey there, welcome to SharkCast, a podcast dedicated to the greatest sporting club in the history of the world, the mighty Cronulla Sharks. This episode is brought to you by Dyson Logistics, the Royal Motor Yacht Club in Port Hacking, and Jason Hawes at Cripps & Cripps Real Estate. My name is Sam Shinazzi, an OG from 2015, supporting the club for a lot longer than that. And this is our 10th season of podcasting for you, great audience of guys and girls and people of all ages. Cannot thank you enough, whether you're an OG, whether you're a newbie or somewhere in between. Completely appreciate your support that you show us week in and week out. This episode is a preview of the Knights game this weekend. Huge week in Sharkland and a huge day on Sunday planned for the Sharks, from Jersey Flag through to NRLW, and of course culminating in the main event of the NRL game. Going to preview a little bit, and then we're going to have 3 bumper interviews. OREGAN Kaufusi joins SharkCast Pod for the first time ever. It's his first interview of the year anywhere in the world. He doesn't talk much. We got him to talk, and he's a great fella with a great story. Young guy, a lot of experience, really honest appraisal of his game and his time at the Sharks so far. Absolutely loved catching up with OREGAN. We speak to Royce Hunt, fan favourite and good friend of the show, and he talks very honestly about what's going on in his life on and off the field. And we also caught up for the first time with Emma Tonegato, and you'll hear that exclusively on this episode. She's obviously one of our premier NRLW players, and it was great catching up with her and talking to her about her career so far. So a bumper day planned on Sunday, and that starts with Jersey Flag, I think around 11:30, and then we have NRLW, and then we have the Cronulla Sharks. It's going to be a really cool day. It should be a sellout. If it's not, I cannot imagine why. If you can still get a ticket, you should grab it. I don't think there'll be any left on Sunday. All 3 games are quite intriguing. Jersey Flag have fought back from a rough start to the season. Got some really exciting young players in the team. NRLW team is undefeated, and the NRL team is back into some good form and looking to cement their place in the top 4. Each game is going to be so important over the next 4 weeks, and cannot wait to be out there. It's going to be a really great day, hopefully very family friendly given the time slot. It's also Members Day, and they're going to be rolling out the red carpet for members with lots of different activities and I guess just the Sharks' way of saying thanks for being a member. So if you are not a member, it's a great reason to become one. Days like this where you are celebrated. So in the NRL, about 4:05 p.m, the Sharks are going to play Newcastle. It's our 61st appearance against them, and we have won 27 of those with 1 draw. We've won 11 of the past 16, so really good form against this mob. Unfortunately, the last game we played was in round 26 last year, and we lost to them 32 points to 6. But it's a new year. We have won the last 5 down at PointsBet Stadium against them, looking to make it 6 straight. We are on a 2-game winning streak, looking to win 3 in a row for the first time since round 11. Coming off a massive win against the Titans, as we all know, our biggest win in Queensland, and our second biggest away win in history. I'm loving the way we're defending. We've kept teams to 6 points or less in 3 of the past 4 games, so I need to keep that up going into the finals. And we're pretty good down at Shark Park this year at PointsBet Stadium. We've won 6 of 8, so looking to further that great form at home, of course. The Knights are in 10th place. They're not without a hope of making the finals, but they'd want to win this one to get their act together, and that's a bit of a danger sign for the Sharks. They'll be doing their best, obviously, to win, otherwise it could be season over for them. Coming off a big win over the West Tigers last week. They haven't got good form away from Newcastle. They've won 4 of 10, and they do have the worst attack in the NRL. They've scored the fewest points, tries, and line breaks this year. As far as the lineup goes for the big clash, So we're still about 24 hours away from the last cull of the team lineup. It'll go from 22 players to 19. And what we can tell you is that as far as the back line goes, at the moment, Cale Iro and Sam Stonestreet have been named to play. Halves have been named as Dan Atkinson and Blake Brayley, with Jack Williams locking the scrum, Sifa Talakai in the second row, and the immediate bench is Jaden Beryl, Billy Burns, Royce Hunt, and tall Tom Hazelton. Extended bench of Nephi Peru, Braden Hamlin-Welly, Braden Trindle, Ronaldo Mulatalo, and Tukuhai Tapua. So there will be some tinkering there, I think, but we need to wait until the next lineup is announced, which will be at 4 o'clock on Saturday, the 24-hour deadline there. I've been fortunate enough to see a couple of the training sessions this week, and I can tell you that most of our players are back in training who have been injured. And what I will mention straight up is Nico Hines. And whilst he's not had any contact training, he's walking normally, he's jogging, he's catching and passing, and he's on the field a lot, instructing the guys and talking them through plays. So I think he will make a return before the finals, and he looks pretty good. Again, no contact, but he looks pretty good. I get the feeling that Trindle is a real shot of playing this game, but again, I don't want to say he is because A, I don't know, and B, they might just sort of play it safe and not risk any further injury to the hamstring. But from what I've seen this week, he does look fairly close to ready. And same goes for Ronaldo Mulatalo, and to a lesser extent, Braden Hamlin-Welly. Teague Wilton has not been named this week in any number or grade, but he was out in the field doing some things. So I think there's a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel as far as injuries go. We'll wait and see on that final list. You'll hear some brief contract talk from Royce Hunt in the interview coming up. I spoke off-air to Jack Williams about his contract situation, and he still is up in the air about what's going on there. So whether there's any more to that or whether that's the 100% truth on both those matters, I don't really know, but I got the feeling they were being honest with me, as honest as they could maybe. So we'll wait and see on the contract situation with those two guys. I did bump into Max Bradbury, the young prop that we've had for a couple of years that we got from Newcastle. He's had a bit of a bad run with injuries, including another ACL situation, but he is very close to re-signing with the club. So hopefully that gets across the line for him, and it means we've got a young prop who'll be fit and raring to go close to round one next year in lower grades, but definitely one for the future still. Max is quite young. That's about it from me on the preview, but I do think the Sharks are going to win this game. I think our defence will be too strong. I think they're in a bit more of a zone of positivity and good completion rates, and they're finding their groove in how to play with and without the stars around. And I do think that will be too strong for Newcastle in all aspects. Newcastle will play with a bit of a nothing-to-lose attitude. They have got guys like Ponga there who can create. The forward pack's pretty good, so it's not necessarily going to be a walk in the park, especially depending on what team we run out with at 4:05 on Sunday. But I do think the Sharks will win. And it's going to be a big day. Hopefully you can get down there if that's something you want to and are able to do. Those Sunday afternoon games are really a lot of fun, so looking forward to that immensely. Can't wait to get down there with all of our people and cheer the black, white and blue home to victory. We are planning on jumping online after the game at some point, hopefully not too long after full time. So if you want to follow our socials, and if you want to subscribe to YouTube, if you're on Facebook, which I know not everyone is, but if you are, subscribe to SharkCast Pod there. I don't know if the X or the Insta will get you the live reaction afterwards. We can look into that, but definitely the Facebook and the YouTube will do so. We will definitely turn it into a podcast if that's more of your thing, so please stay tuned to that. No guarantees we will do it, but we're absolutely aiming to do it. So if time is kind to us and if space and technology is kind to us, we'll do it. And we did it with Gary last time. It was a lot of fun. Talking to some of our listeners, it's something that we have done in the past historically and been looking to do it more as the years have gone by. And we've got a little bit of tech, like most of the other pods around, that can do it now. So we'll see how we go. Above all, just want to thank you so much for your support. It means the world. And I mean every single word that I say about that. Coming up, we've got 3 bumper interviews with Royce Hunt, with OREGAN Kaufusi, and with Emma Tonegato. So please stick around, enjoy, spread it around, tell your friends, your family, your colleagues, your mates at the game especially. Hey, do you listen to SharkCast Pod? Do you know what SharkCast Pod is? If you don't, here's the link. Yada, 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 and off we go. Talk to you soon. Up Cronulla. Let's go. Emma Tonegato, how are you? Welcome to SharkCast Pod. How has the season gone so far for the Sharkies NRLW team, second year?
Yeah, everything's going great so far. Obviously kind of up and down with injuries and stuff, but really proud of the girls' performance. I think we're proud of what we've put out there so far, but we know we still have a lot more to give, which is exciting. So
undefeated after 3 games, top of the table. Last year there was this huge expectation from the fan base because we'd waited so long for an NRLW team. You guys did great, but didn't quite get to where I think everyone thought you might be. This year it's looking a lot better. The combinations are there after a year. Is there a higher expectation from a team point of view this year?
To be honest, we're kind of just focused week to week on our performance, and we know we kind of haven't hit our straps yet. So yeah, we're really not looking much past this weekend, to be honest. Just trying to take things as they come. How
has the off season been and the training different from last year? Is there a difference second year round for the team?
Yeah, I think just having that core group of girls that kind of we've managed to retain is exciting, and it's allowed our training to kind of progress a lot quicker and a lot further. So definitely noticing that increase in standards and understanding of the game and kind of everything like that. Yeah.
Is there any more focus on defence this year? Because the defence is noticeably improved as a team.
Yeah, I think defence is always a focus in any team. You know, defence wins games. But I think one thing that's different for us this year, I think we're just kind of playing a lot for each other, and we've got that connection off the field as well. So I think that's kind of starting to show that hunger and that experience as well.
Tell us what it means to represent this great club from a fan point of view. The fans are listening. They love you. They love the NRLW. What's it mean for you, having played at other clubs, to come to this great club?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I was really excited to come to the Sharks. I like a lot about the club, the area, and being a part of that inaugural team was like a really big pull for me. Being able to kind of put my stamp in the history books was exciting. So, very passionate about the club. Obviously, I work for them as well. So I'm around a lot and kind of heavily involved in a lot of things. So to be able to kind of represent them on the field is really exciting. And I love our fans. They're so passionate, and I feel like we get a chance to connect with them a lot, which is really special.
On that, do you have a preference at all for standalone games versus playing with the NRL team on the same day? Do you have a preference? Or
personally, for me, I love playing before the NRL. I think we're, especially kind of with the game times that we've been having, at midday, those kinds of things, it's hard to get a crowd. So I think as soon as we kind of connect that with the men's, it kind of, it brings a lot of people in. A lot of fans kind of happy to come down a couple hours early and watch the girls, and then hopefully once they see our product, then they can kind of connect with us, and then from there we can look to build our own fan base.
Last question we ask everyone, it's about music, so no more football talk. Tell us about what you like musically, like bands, artists, genres, whatever you like.
Ooh, pre-game or in general?
Both.
Just in general, kind of anything poppy, sing-along. I love country.
Oh.
And then pre-game, kind of a bit more of like a house mix.
Oh, okay. Get the energy going.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk to me about country. What country do you like?
I'm kind of obsessed with Luke Combs, and he's probably my number one artist on Spotify.
All right, he gets a lot of love around this club. Nice to meet you. Hope to see you on the field soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Emma. Dyson Logistics have been on board with SharkCast since day one, and because of that and their excellent service, we are proud to be associated with them. Dyson Logistics provides tailored logistical solutions to meet your individual client needs and is set apart by its personalised service. Dyson is a strong worldwide agent network, enabling highly competitive rates, and I should also point out their head honcho is a lifelong season ticket holder of the mighty Cronulla Sharks. Find them online www.dysonlogistics.com, or call them on 02 8339 1844. Dyson Logistics, service delivered. Okay, SharkCast Pod here with our friend Royce Hunt. Royce, team's going so good at the moment, particularly in defence. What do you think has happened defensively to us? 3 of the past 4 games, 6 points or less. Attitude, system, what is it?
Yeah, I think it's just an attitude and mindset thing. We've been pretty disappointed with ourselves when we've let in a lot of tries, and that's not us. We come back to drawing board and we get smashed out here on the field and in the wrestling room. I think we're finally realising what we can do and hold teams out properly. So, it's just the attitude and mindset thing for us.
Tell me about your form. It is career best. Now, you've got a long way to go in your career, but you've definitely hit career best. Can you put it down to anything? Is it just your time to shine? Is it because of training? Is it off the field? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of things. We've definitely been training a lot harder, and I haven't been injured as much, so I've been able to get a lot of training under my belt, and off the field I've just been happy. Been doing a lot of breathwork stuff, nine-dimensional breathwork, and we've also my wife and I, we've been studying the Bible, so feels like a load lifted off my shoulders, and it's been a lot happier.
Tell me about the breathing thing. Tell me about that. How did that come about? What does it mean?
Yeah, so 9-dimensional breathing. I found this guy, just come across some videos on Instagram, and I was pretty intrigued by it, so I liked it, started following him. He followed me back and messaged me about a week after, and he was just like, I'd love for you to come down, try one of the sessions. If you like it, we'll sort something out, we can go ahead. Ended up jumping on a Zoom call with him, my wife and I, and yeah, I liked what he had to offer. So that was just getting my mind clear before a game. So I'll do a big breathwork session the night before a game.
Is it as literal as it sounds that you're breathing?
Yeah, so you're just heavy breathing, visualization, bit of everything, a couple bit of affirmations in the back. So your mind's clear. But you're also getting ready, and your body's getting ready to go to war the next day.
Is it only pre-game, or do you do it every day? Or
yeah, I've got a few saved ones to do during the week, but our big one would be the night before a game, which would be like a guided meditation / breath work. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing off field to get myself ready.
That's cool, man. I follow you on Insta, and it's noticeable off the field you're trying to do so much to help your game ultimately, and I think that's really admirable, man. Titans 44-0, amazing performance from the whole team. We played without a halfback essentially, dominated that middle. I was talking to Jack Williams just before. He said you didn't really train much because of the short turnaround as a team. Talk us through the performance. How did you pull that off so well?
I think because we didn't train as much, we did a lot of video though, so everyone knew what their job was and their role, so everyone was pretty clear and had a lot of clarity around that. So I think once we get to the game, everyone knows their role, everyone knows their job, and go out there and execute.
Now, holding the ball is obviously crucial in the game of rugby league. At times this year we haven't done it. On the weekend we were at about 85%, which is awesome. The starts have been a lot better over the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks. How did you go as a team from having such poor starts to now really good starts? Is it mental? Is it training? How do you do? As a fan, we're like, what's wrong with this team? They're dropping the ball, they're getting penalised, yada, yada, yada. But then you turn it around in the space of a few weeks, and now you're starting really well. How do you do it?
I think it just comes down to stripping it back. We're so focused on starting the game well, everyone's a bit too antsy and jumpy, but I think once you get your mind around just playing, bringing us to the game, then the starts come naturally. So everyone's gone back to what your role is and what your job is, and everyone's executing pretty well. So I think it comes down to that really.
30-0 half time. Say you get to the 60th minute, does the call go out from Fitz to just focus on the defence? Is it a pride thing about keeping it to 0, or do you know that internally that let's keep them to 0? Or does Fitzy kind of hammer that down mid-game?
Nah, once we go into half time, it's still nil all. If we're up by 50, it's still nil all to us. Like, we reset the game, we go again. But yeah, no course come down from Fitz. It's just everyone knows their role again, and if we keep doing our job, we'll hold them to nil. So we want to be known as a defensive club, and that's what we're going out to strive for every week.
Knights this week, where do you think they're most dangerous? Like, what are we looking out for with the Knights?
They got some quality middles, some very strong and big middles. Pretty tough. You obviously can't go past Ponga at the back there, and they got some pretty strong carries and outside back. So we just got to front up again, do our job, and make sure we can get on top of them.
All right, let's plug your beautiful wife, Siobhan Marie's music side. Tell us where we can go listen to her. Tell us what she's doing. Like, we love her music. Tell the world.
Yeah, she's slowly dropping her next few songs soon. Some pretty good songs. The summer one that's going to come out is probably my favourite one so far. But yeah, you can listen to any of her music on any streaming platform under Siobhan Marie. Thanks
for your time, Royce. We hope that we have you for a long time as well. We'll leave it at that.
I want to be here.
But for all the fans, did you hear that? He just said he wants to be here. For all the fans listening, there's no news on the contract, correct?
Correct, nothing yet. Still here next year.
All right, let's
go.
Got a
job to do.
Thanks, Royce.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
The Royal Motor Yacht Club Port Hacking is a hidden gem of the Shire, situated on the banks of the beautiful Port Hacking. It's a great place to catch up with friends, celebrate your birthday or any special occasion, and they always show the NRL live on the big screens. The RMYC Port Hacking, proud sponsors of this podcast and big supporters of the Cronulla Sharks. Check out their website, rmycph.com.au. They've got a Facebook page, or you could go old school and call them on 02 9523 9300. SharkCast is supported by the best and most honest real estate agent in the Sutherland Shire, Jason Hawes from Cripps & Cripps Real Estate. He's an expert in the Caringbah region and has his eye all across the Shire. Lifelong Sharks fan and supporter of this podcast, if you're looking to buy or sell in the region, the person you need to be talking to is Jason Hawes from Cripps & Cripps Real Estate. Call him on 0410 417 450. That's 0410 417 450. Jason Hawes, Cripps & Cripps Real Estate. Okay, SharkCast Pod with Oregan Kaufusi making his debut on the show. Oregon, thanks for your time. How's the season going for you so far?
I feel like it's gone well. We obviously started quite well, sort of getting back on track, but it's been a good season, I believe.
Tell us a bit about growing up and that kind of thing. Give us a bit of a history on the Oregan Kaufusi story. We know you came to the Sharks last year. Yep. Born in New Zealand, grew up out west of Sydney, is that correct?
Yeah. So I moved over to Oz when I was quite young with my family. Went to school out west, began my sort of career, I guess, out west. Started playing rugby union and then transitioned into league as the older I got.
Were you always a prop?
Yeah, always with league, prop, always with a prop, but union sort of floated around, second row, flanker and number 8, but yeah.
So Parramatta Junior, tell me about them. Were you a Parramatta fan growing up?
Yes, I wasn't quite into league when I was younger, but sort of when I made that transition, I sort of started to support Para. That was sort of my first club, and I guess that's where it began. So
played your juniors there. You played a number of years in first grade. Tell me about what that was like at such a young age, debuting and obviously culminating in a grand final before you came here. But tell us about your Parramatta days.
No, it was awesome. I actually had a great sort of senior player group to look up to. Obviously when I started I had Kane Evans was on board, and then obviously the following year we had Junior come back, and then Reg the following year, and it was and it's good now. I've got idiots like Royce here.
Royce's next,
yeah. Now I've got people like Royce here. But yeah, no, I always had a good senior player group to look up to, and it was just I really enjoyed my time at Para.
What's it like working with a guy like Junior?
It's awesome. He'd pass down his sort of game knowledge. Such an open person. I'd say he taught me a lot about the game, off it as well. But it's a good guy.
Came to the Mighty, some young upstarts walking past us, came to the Mighty Sharks last year. Tell us about your thoughts coming across to the club. What were you thinking? What made you come here? What were you looking forward to, etc.?
Yeah, at first when my manager told me we sort of had a meeting teed up with both Moons and Fitzy, I was nervous because I sort of knew how the operation they ran at this club, the standards they uphold. At first I was a bit worried. I wasn't too sure if I was, going to fit in, but they I guess it's real professional. I mean, not like I wasn't professional enough, sort of just jumping on board and sort of hard to explain, but it's
just another step up. I guess.
Yeah. Sort of getting out of my comfort zone. But I mean, once the meeting went down, I got comfortable, opened up, and it was worth it.
What did Fitz see in you?
Yes.
What did he talk about in that meeting? Did he promise you anything?
No, I guess there were no promises. No promises. Sort of just had to work hard for it, I guess. As you see, a lot of the team are hard workers and they pride themselves on that. It was more just how I saw and viewed the game, I guess. And I guess it just went with sort of what he saw, where the Sharkies were heading.
What did you make of your first year here at Cronulla? Like, was it everything you hoped? Was it more?
For me personally, I didn't play up to the standards and was wasn't very proud of my first year here. It wasn't that it was to do with the club or anything. They provided everything. I guess it was just...
was it the change, or why didn't you reach the level you wanted to reach?
Yeah, so I want to, put the blame on anything. I was just myself, I guess. Just that transition coming off a World Cup as well was sort of, I wouldn't say delayed, but I wasn't in the right sort of headspace, and I knew it towards the end of the season it wasn't my best. I wasn't too very happy with the first year that I got.
Well, we'll get to your second year, but just backtracking, how did the grand final loss affect you?
That was tough, knowing it was my last year of the club. Thought we could, do something special, but the team we had were, the Panthers, they were a good team. It hurts we couldn't get the finish, but I mean, against a team like that, it's good to do.
It's pretty special that you, at such a young age, played in the grand final with a club like that. Like, that's something in 20, 30 years' time you can still look back on with great pride.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it goes back to the players we had at that club. At the time, it was a great senior player group that they had. I mean, they had Guth, Mitchie, Junes, Reg, obviously the likes of Murata and Reid. Thinking back on it, it was a good team. It was just a shame we couldn't, finish it. But always something I'll look back on and be proud of.
So let's skip forward to this year, and it was noticeable in your first trial match and on that you had found the form maybe you were looking for. First trial with some offloads, some try assists, and you've had a great season. Are you happy with where you're at now?
At the moment, I guess I'm happy, but I know there's more to build on. I know, there's more levels I can sort of get to, but, by a few games, I think I'm quite happy with the consistency that I guess it's come with this season, but not like I'm happy but not satisfied sort of thing. Sure. I feel like there's more.
Tell us about the team where we're at. We've been a bit up and down the last month, found some form the last two games, got the Knights this week. Obviously injuries have taken a toll as well in some key positions. Yep. But how do you think we're going at the moment?
I feel like we're back on track. Some lessons out of the past couple of weeks, and just rewriting what we knew we did wrong, and the confidence is getting higher again. So
defence has been great. I think 3 out of the 4 games we've kept teams to 6 points or less. That's awesome. What's been the change there? Do you think is that just attitude, or is it systematic, or what? How have we improved so much defensively in the past month? Personally, I believe it's sort of like a shift in our attitude to our D. Sort of regrouping and connecting again, and knowing what we had to do to change what we had going. All right, 2 more questions for you that we ask everyone. They're fun questions. This one you may need to wander back in your mind. October 2, 2016, Sharks win the grand final. Do you remember watching the grand final?
I don't actually, but I remember checking back and forth. Sort of wasn't big league head back in the day.
You weren't watching it, but you were checking the score? Is that what
Yeah, like back and forth. I wasn't much of a league head back then, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has the club, obviously with Fitzy and those guys, they've obviously cemented to you how important that was to us?
Yeah, they sort of the first premiership for the club, so they of how special it was, and they.
Have you had some guys come in and talk about it, like any of the players?
Yeah, well, there's a video that we watch now and then about the history of our club, and the importance of what that 2016 premiership means to the club.
Yeah.
Sort of gives me like, the 80s run that the Eagles had, that sort of how I could bring it out. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Last question, it's about music. Now, I've been told by many people that A, you love music, and B, you're a country guy.
Yeah, I don't mind me a bit of everything.
So, question is, tell me about the sort of music you like, artists, bands, whatever. Let's talk music.
It varies, man. I mean, I can be listening to hip hop, the next country.
Yeah.
But guess a bit of everything. My grandfather was a big country head.
Yeah.
So I sort of guess that genre grew on me. But a bit of everything.
Any artists you want to talk about?
Ooh. I don't mind me a bit of Randy Travis.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't mind me a bit of Randy Travis.
I come here, as you know, most weeks, and I hear the music.
Yeah.
So I'll say to Toby, who put on that? And he'll be like, oh, it was Oregon.
Yeah, a bit of Randy Travis, Dolly Parton.
Yeah, awesome. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess the sort of country.
You like the newer stuff as well?
I don't mind me a bit of it. Sort of.
Like Luke Combs or whatever? Or?
Yeah. I mean, if it jumps on, I'll sort of know it. Combs and Chris Stapleton, but yeah.
Chris Stapleton. Now we're talking Oregon. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thanks for your time.
No, I appreciate it.
Great to meet you. Good luck this week, man. Go
Appreciate
dominate.
it, brother. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you,
Oh,
brother.
man.
Sharkies! Sharkies! And to all you people back in the Shire, tell your porch lights off because we're coming home with a trophy.